Hi everybody, it's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you? Um, you might be wondering why I have a peppermint candy tin on my desk in front of the camera, and I will tell you about that in just a few seconds. But the first thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers. Her name is Terry. She's relatively new to YouTube, and she has just over 100 subscribers. And as a late holiday gift and perhaps a Happy New Year, I would like if maybe you would go over and check out her channel. She has some really cute videos on making tags and pockets and, some cute and unique things. And if maybe you could go over and give her a like and maybe subscribe. Her YouTube channel is Scrap and Craft with Terry. I'm going to put a link down below, but this is the name if you want to see it. She just gave me such a lovely comment on one of my videos that I was hoping that maybe I could do a little something for her as well. I am going to move my light and bring it up a little because I seem to be in a shadow. So yeah, if maybe you could go over and check her channel out and see what she's got to offer and, maybe subscribe. That would be an awesome thing to do for her. Everybody has done it for me, and I feel that it's, maybe time for a little payback. Okay, so go over and check her out. I'm going to put this over here for now. But back to our little Altoid tin. I was doing something yesterday, and it was something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And what I did was I created two little tins using Tracy's latest December Daily Advent Kit freebies on her website. And so I thought that maybe I would come along with you and make one with you today. This one is using the background papers from the Folio kit along with some of the little, what are they called? Ephemera cutouts that you can get with the kit. And I've created a little tin using the fox. And of course, you may be able to see down here that it's sparkling a bit. I added some of my rock candy glitter, and so it made it look like he's in the snow. And I've added some little snowdrops here. And I've layered up one of the leaves using dimensional tape. And the cover is, this one I made a boo-boo, and I cut the paper too short. So I had to put a little seam, and I just added the rock candy glitter over it. I don't know if I'll try and cover that up or keep it as my boo-boo for the day. Let's see if I can get it. Now I'm going to complain because it's too bright. And then on the back, I added a piece of the papers, the background papers from the Folio kit as well. So we have that little one. And then with this one, same thing, I added the rock candy glitter, and I did cut the paper the right size this time. And inside of this one, I used an owl from the Folio kit, and I used the little squirrel from the Christmas freebie on the website. And he's sitting in a little pile of snow while the snow twinkles in the background behind him. And I've used some of the flowers as the sunshine shining down on him. Same as this one, I used one of the flowers as the little sunshine shining down on our little fox. And again on this one, I added one of the background papers from the Folio kit and the little label from the Christmas tree kit, which was the Christmas Day freebie. And it says open 25th of December. And yeah, on this one, I did a little layering on the flowers, and I used the dimensional tape. And by that, I mean, of course, I moved it away from my desk. But the thick tape that you use to raise something up and give it a little bit of a, what's the word I want? Anyway, I used the dimensional tape to lift him off his background to give it a little bit of dimension. That's probably the word I was looking for. So yeah, I added the rock candy glitter in the backs of these two. The difference between these two things is that for this one, I used an Altoid tin. I used the blue one. You can see I've had it here for a while. This one expired in April of 2023. I used the blue one, which is the wintergreen. This one is the red one, which is the peppermint. I don't really know if there are any other flavors, but that's the only difference between these two. But it is a regular Altoid tin. Oop, it's reflecting. Let's try and pull it back a little. Yeah, it's still reflecting. Okay, that's what I used for this one. Now, I have seen people who have used sandpaper to level off this, because as you can see, I don't know really if you can really tell, but the impression is raised on this. I didn't do that. I just used cardstock and I laid it on top, and I guess maybe because the way I glued it, I don't know, or the fact that I added the rock candy glitter, the Altoid impression is not coming through. So you can do that. And then, of course, the back where the nutrition facts are, which you really can't see. I just covered that up with the piece of paper. I have not done anything to the sides of the tins. I kind of like them that way. If you want, you can always add maybe some ribbon or some paper to cover up the sides of the tin. But this tin in particular, I did purchase a set of these on Amazon. If you search up metal tins on Amazon, I'm sure you'll be able to find whatever you're looking for. This particular one is just about 3.5 inches long, and it is just about 2.25 inches wide. Okay, I'm going to push this back. It's a bright sunny day in here, although it was rainy and gloomy earlier today. And I think that pushing that light out of the way is just going to be fine. If I think I'm working in the shadows, maybe I'll pull it back. I'm trying to look at my screen. Oh, I seem to be okay. But what I have done is I have prepared the items for this tin so that I would be ahead of the game. Because as you can see, I inked around the edges of these, and I inked around the edges of the items on the inside. And that's what I've prepared for us here. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a one-time video or if I'm going to have to do it in 2 parts. That will be determined as we move along. Now, what I've done is I've prepared the items that I want to put into this tin. So I've taken another one of the owls, and I've taken some of the flowers from the folio kit, and I've layered them up, and I've added the tape to the back to try to save some time. But like I said, I don't know if this is going to end up to be a 1-part video or if it's going to have to be a 2-part project. I'm trying to see if I can leave these open in the back here for you to maybe follow along, and it'll be a little bit easier. But we're going to take our tin. This is going to be the outsides of our tin, like the front and the back. And so I'm going to clip those together and put those to the side. And these are the insides of our tin. Okay, I have images on both sides. I just wanted to make sure that I'm showing you the correct ones. Now, of course, the stars are up in the sky. So you can see I was working with my rock candy glitter yesterday, and it seems to have gotten all over everything. But these are the insides of our tin. Now, what I've been using to secure the paper to the tin is my collage medium, because I do not have any glue that is happy securing paper to metal. I'm just going to drop these in here and perhaps get rid of the shine. I do want to let you know that because of the measurements of the tin, I have cut my papers to be 2¼ by 3½ inches long, 2¼ wide by 3½ inches long. I can't find my words today. So this video may end up to be in 2 parts because I have forgotten what I'm talking about. Okay, I have made them 2¼ by 3½. But I have found that sometimes when I'm cutting the papers out, I've had to fluctuate in sizes, particularly for the outside of the tin. I don't want to show it to you again because I know it's reflecting in the light. Sometimes I've gone up to 2 5/8 by 3 9/16. My suggestion to you is to use plain paper and make a template. And be sure that you have the size that's proper for the inside and the outside of your tin. As you can see, this one's a little bit short, and that's why I'm saying that sometimes it was 2 1/4, sometimes it was 2 5/8, because these are machine-made items, and they're not always exact. But yeah, what I did was I cut them out, and then I rounded the corners. I'm going to pull these out. I did use my corner rounder tool, and I used the largest corner, which is the R10. It has, mine again, has R7, R4, and R10, and the 10 is the largest corner you can use. And I did find that that was the best corner to fit inside and outside the tin. So I did want to let you know that. Before we get started, I do want to let you know something else. This bird has gotten a haircut. When you look at the images on the original image on the kit, he has a much longer, beautiful, swooping tail. Well, his tail wouldn't fit all the way into the tin, so I've had to give him a haircut. And then once I put him in the tin, I found that his feathers were still a little bit too wide, and when I opened and closed it, his tail was getting caught. And so in order to prevent it from ripping, I trimmed his tail a little bit more. And so, yeah, he has a shorter tail in here, but he has a big, beautiful, swooping tail. I didn't print out an extra one to show you, but he has a big, beautiful, swooping tail inside the kit. The fox also had a little bit of a haircut. His tail's a little bit shorter, not much. In this case, the tail wasn't too long. It was just, I felt he fit better if I gave him a little trim too. So yeah, his tail's a little bit longer in the kit too. And you can see that by using the dimensional tape, I was able to like roll his ears up because I did make him higher than the flower sunshine behind him. And so I did roll his ears a little bit. And for these, I used the 3, there are 3 or 4, I believe it's 4 of the flowers in the kit. And this particular one, and that would be the top one, I'm trying to see if maybe you can tell that it's layered. There you go. Maybe you can see it that way. I'm looking in the camera. Yeah. This particular size, there are 2 of them. Okay, so I just cut out 3 of them using the smaller one only once, and I used the dimensional tape again, and I stacked them. For these 2 flowers, I did cut off the stems. This one still has its stem. I cut the stems off of these because I just felt like it made it look like it's one fluffy leaf. Okay, now that I've gone on and on and on, what else did I want to tell you about? I'm just giving you all of these hints beforehand because you may see that I don't repeat my errors, and I don't want you to make the error that I made before you even start it yourself. You cannot put any bulk of, if you want to add snow like this, that you can see just in here with the little squirrel sitting in the snow, you cannot add bulky snow to the lid. You can't really add anything bulky to the lid itself because if you intend to be able to close your lid, you're not going to be able to if you add too much bulk in here. The other thing is you want to make sure that if you're putting an image, make sure it's centered in here because again, if it's not and it's too far off to the side, you won't be able to get your tin closed again, or you'll put pressure onto the image if you decide to create a a built up image on this side of your tin. So those are errors that I made and I had to correct, and I do want to alert you to that before we get started. Okay, now that half of you have probably left and aren't even listening to me anymore because you're like, oh my God, this woman is just going on and on and on, let's get to preparing our tin. Okay, I'm going to tilt these back out. As you can see, the one image fits in here nice and tight, but I am going to tilt them back out. I don't know if we will get to adding any of the rock candy because, again, as I said, I don't know how long this video is going to end up to be. I'm going to try to do it with you quickly. I am adding my collage medium to the bottom of my tin, and I don't want to put too much because another one of my mistakes, the glue oozed out the side and was a little bit messy. So I am just adding enough glue in the center of the tin, and I'm putting in my little background here, and I'm going to push it down, and I'm just making sure, okay, that my glue is not oozing out. And as I said, my sizes are not exactly the size of the inside of the tin, but that's where you'll have to fluctuate your size. Mine, like I said, went from 2 1/4 to 2 5/8 in size, in the width, and it also varied from about 3 1/2 to 3 9/16 in the height because it depended on how well my paper was going in. So please save yourself some heartache and don't waste any of your printed paper. I do have some glue on here, and like you can already see the sparkles from my rock candy glitter that I used yesterday. Don't waste your printed papers and make it with a plain piece of paper. You don't have to glue it in, but just make sure that it fits. Okay, I'm going to add the collage medium on this side too. And I'm just going to put the piece down. And we will have our inside prepared. Now, as I said, this one is not the exact size, so I'm going to do my best to center it. And since my image, in this case, this image will lay in here like so. Since my image is not going to come down toward the bottom of the inside of my lid, I'm going to center this piece. If it was a piece, for example, like my owl, whose feathers were coming to the bottom of the top of the tin, I would probably push the inside background up more towards the top because his tail feathers would cover where there was a blank spot. And I was able to put some of the rock candy glitter along the sides of this one, but like I said, don't build it up too much or your lid will not close properly on your bottom. And then once that happens, it also will not open correctly if you do get it closed. Okay, that seems to be set in there. Okay, now let's leave this part alone. And, okay, there we go. Now, I am going to do the outside of my tin first. Am I? No, you know what? We'll save that till last. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to take, let's just move this a bit. Now, I have been coating my backgrounds with my collage medium, and I'm trying to get a hold of it. And I think that we're going to do that as well because I want to add, I'm going to just add the rock candy glitter, and we are going to make this a 2-part video. I think that that's going to work out best because I'm going to need some drying time. So let's do that. Let's just add our collage medium. Does it sound like I don't know what I'm doing? I swear to you, I know what I'm doing. I just haven't really made any decisions yet today as to how I want to run the video. But I think because we are already at 20 minutes, we are just going to add our collage medium. We're going to add our rock candy glitter. We're going to let it dry. And once it dries, I'm going to come back and I am going to finish up the rest of the tin with you. So aren't you excited? I might actually, be explaining what I'm doing a little bit better than I'm doing it right now. All right. Oh, it has been a crazy day today. My daughter has gone to northern Florida to visit her friend for the new year. Her friend is a boy. I have not met him yet, but I have heard his voice and actually said hello to him on the phone when she does FaceTime with him, which is every night. So yeah, she's gone up to spend the new year with him, which has kind of broken my heart because I'm really used to having her here. The first New Year's that we did live in Florida, she wasn't here. So I'm kind of going by that, and that it will be okay. She's sharing the New Year holiday with him, and I believe his parents. They are taking her to what we are believing, she and I, because neither of us is really sure, is going to be a college football game on New Year's Eve. And since I can't figure out a name of a team in professional football that comes from the state that she's mentioning, we're beginning to believe that it is some kind of a college football game that she's going to. And it is about 10 to 15 degrees colder in northern Florida than it is down here. So she has packed up a few sweatshirts and a jacket because it is in the 60s here in Southwest Florida today, and it is chilly. I had to actually go and change into something a little bit warmer before I started this video. Okay, I have coated everything with the collage medium, and I am now, yes, sprinkling half of the bottle of rock candy in, it must look like to you. But in order for me to be sure that I've covered all of the areas that I've added glue to, I always put in a lot of the glitter. And then we, of course, will grab our trusty little paper plate, and I am going to dump the excess onto the paper plate. And yes, that is quite a mound, but you'll see why. See the nice sparkly effect that we get? Simply by using the collage medium. And as I've said before, you don't have to use collage medium if you have something else you prefer. There are a lot of glue mediums out there, but this is what I have and this is what I use. Okay, and then I'm just going to dump the leftover glitter back into my jar. I'm going to do that very carefully. Yesterday I had a bit of a spillage, and needless to say, I was very glittery. So how is everyone doing? I haven't asked, I know that. I do want to let everybody know that as of this morning, I was up to 670 subscribers. After this video today, I'll probably lose about 300 of you because it just simply looks like I do not know what I'm doing today. But I honestly do. I just wanted to get some of the preliminary information out of the way so that you guys wouldn't have the problems that I did. And I made a mental note of everything that I did, not necessarily did wrong, but I mean, I did do it wrong, but it wasn't wrong when I was doing it. It was just, I didn't realize that, adding things like a ton of snow to the lid or putting too much glue onto the inside of the lid would create such a problem until after I had done it. And I said, oh my gosh, Joni, what did you do? Now how are we going to close this? It's not ever going to work. All right, so you can see I'm getting some lumpies and bumpies on my paper, and I'm going to use my brush to kind of push those out. And you will also see that my ink is coming off, and perhaps some of my background ink, and that's because I use an inkjet printer, and so the ink is not permanent. But I am not really upset by that because I do like things grungy. So all that's doing by smooshing the glue around, I'm just going to put a lid on this. I will worry about adding something to it afterwards. By smooshing it around, it kind of makes it a little bit grungier. Excuse me. I did have a bit of a cold for Christmas, so I would like to say a grand thanks to whomever gave it to me. It was wonderful. It was nice of you to share. But it seems to have subsided now, so I'm not feeling too poorly. Okay, see, now we have our glitter on both sides, and you can see it's come up a little high on the side. So what I might do is just take my paintbrush, and I'm going to push some of it back a little. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see where I'm working? And I'm just going to push a little of it back like that, so it's not too far up and that my lid will close. Okay, once again, this is just a handy hint for you guys. And there is a little here. Can you see? Yes, I think you can, where it came down a little too far. So I'm just going to push that down again and push it down here and a little bit here and there, and make sure that I don't have glue where it shouldn't be. Okay, and I'm going to stick my paintbrush back in. And so there you go. We have our inside done. Now, what I'm going to do so that I'm ready for next time is first I'm going to get rid of my glitter. How far along are we? We are just about short of 40. See, there we go. I had a spillage. I will fix that afterwards. It's another bumbling video, guys. Welcome to Joni's Bumbling Videos. I am simply going to glue on the back side of my journal using my collage medium. Let me put my cover on here, and I will clean up the glitter after. No biggie. I'm going to take some of the collage medium, and I am going to add it to the back. Let's add it to the paper. I'm going to add some of the collage medium to the paper. Oh, my lordy. I think that glue in general does not like me. There we go. I'm going to add the collage medium to the paper. And this way I'll go around all of the edges and just put a little bit down the center. And then I'm going to lay my back piece onto the back of the tin, like so. There we go. We have a little coming out the sides, but we're going to grab a baby wipe and we're going to clean that up. Yes, these are my messy baby wipes that I use and reuse. Let's tuck that one back in there. I'm just gonna, I do like the collage medium because if you don't get your item in the right spot, it takes a little while for this to actually dry when you're using it to attach two different mediums together. And in this case, we're attaching the paper to the metal. There we go. Let's just get that ooze. And there you go, it's glued down. Now if I try to shift it a little, it might shift. But there's the back of our tin. Oh, see, we still have a little extra glue. Okay. I'm going to clean that off too. And I'm not going to try to attach the front because if I move it around too much, it is going to shift this back piece. Now, we don't want to add glitter to the back of our tin because it just, I mean, I don't. If you plan on keeping your tin open and standing up like this and displaying it, by all means add glitter to the back. But I want to keep mine closed because I'm probably going to store them. I have been toying with the idea of selling these on Etsy, and if I decide to do that, I will let you know. I will add them to my Etsy shop. And there we go. Okay, so I'm not going to add any glitter. Oh, I got the hiccups. I sat and had a little lunch before I made my video, and I watched Tracy's new video. If you are not already a member of her website, go on over. I know I've said it before. It is free to become a member, and it will show her your support. There is the Foxy Rag magazine and the Foxy newsletter, which comes out once a month. And by being a member, you will be entitled to receive both of those. And yeah, and along with the freebies. And she has a cute new freebie out too. It's, oh, I forgot what it's called. Scrap envelopes. And she was showing us that in her video this morning. At least I watched it this morning or earlier this afternoon. And how she's using those to create little envelopes with scrap paper and scrap fabric. So yeah, it was kind of cute. Go on over and check it out. I am going to download mine probably as soon as I finish this video. There you go. So now you have your collage medium or your Mod Podge or whatever you like to use as your gluing and coating medium. I've added mine. And in this case, you don't really need to worry about getting any of the mediums on the outside of the tin. Not like you have to be concerned when you are working on the inside lid of the tin. So there we go. That's what we have so far. And I think I am going to sign off for now. And this way I can give the items a chance to dry. I'm just going to take... I know Tim always suggests using wax paper to cover your mediums with. I don't always have wax paper in my craft room, and if I do, it's in my closet. So I take a damp baby wipe, and I will screw that under my lid to keep some moisture in the jar, and then I generally will cut off the excess, and I will use the scrap to use for cleanups. So there we have it. Okay. Now I will be letting all of this dry, and I will be coming back. I'll probably film later on today, and we will finish up with our little tin. See, there's glue along the edge, and that's our excess from the inside. And what I want to do is I want to wipe that off as soon as possible, so that we don't have a problem opening and closing our lids. So yes, there we go. Okay, so now you'll see that I wasn't just moaning on and on for my own health, but that's what can happen if you add too much stuff to the inside lid of your tin. So there we go. This is what we started, and once it's dry, I will come back with you and we will work on it to finish it. And I'll let you take a look at these again. This was the one with the owl. Okay. Hoping he's close enough for you to see. And this is the one with the little fox, which of course I had to do for Tracy Fox. And our outside with our rock candy glitter. And so when we come back, we'll be using this guy and these, and we will be creating a scene on the inside of the tin that we've started together. So yeah, everybody, I will see you soon. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and go on over and check out my friend Scrap and Craft with Terry. Give her a like, watch her videos. Like I said, she has some cute tag ideas and pocket ideas. And I was going through her videos, and I did see one where she did something called a mishmash journal. So yeah, you might want to check that out. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Hugs and love. And I will see you later on today once everything is dry. And I promise not to babble as much. Okay. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.